Welcome back to another Final Table commentary. If at any point in time you find yourself not caring for the commentary, there'll be a link in the description down below to the video and BCP Poker Replays YouTube account, so you can go check out the action in some peace and silence if that's how you choose to do so. With that being said, let's hop into the action. We got a 10K 8 game from WCOOP 2019. We're going to start things off with limit stud high low. This will be a fun one, very stacked final table. We got Runif, Rate a Lot, Lucky Gump, Adrenaline, the Nerd Guy, and Merla. Rate a Lot and Lucky Gump, both with the pair of aces to start things off here. Runif with 3 to a low will come along. Pick up a jack, that's not quite what we're looking for, but the bet's small, the pot's large. Rate a Lot with the pair of aces still in the lead. Making 2 pair now on 6th Street, that's good news for Rate a Lot. Little straight draw and a pair of 6s for Runif. Has the low draw to boot. Almost all of Rate a Lot's chips are going in the middle here. Runif improves his 6s and 4s, but that's no good. This bad boy will check around and Rate a Lot will take that pot. Bringing them up to 1.2 million chips. That's a big one for him. What do we got going on here? 3 to the 8 low for Runif. 3 to a straight. Making a pair of 8s. We got kings for Merla. Runif coming along, no low for him. The kings are good for Merla. Kings this time for Rate a Lot with the bring-in. Ace, Queen, Deuce going for the raise for Merla. Picking up another low card, that's good news. Picking up a deuce, not quite what Merla's looking for. He can see Rate a Lot has 3s with the kings hidden. Pretty damn strong holding for Rate a Lot. Alrighty, we'll switch games up to no limit hold'em. This will be a fun one. Starting things off strong, we got an ace queen, ace and a jack. A deuce and a 5, we'll call the big blind for Runif. King 9 3 flop, checks around, 5 on the turn. Giving Runif the best of it. Don't see ace queen bluffing here. Merla does just go for the check. We get a 4 on the river, sorry. And this will check all the way around. The pair of 5s is good for a small little pot. Ace 4 suited for Nerd Guy. Gonna go for the under the gun raise. Merla with ace queen suited in the big blind. We'll see how they go about things. They just play call. King 8 5 flop. Not quite what Nerd Guy's looking for. He goes for a check. Picks up a straight draw to the 3. Merla's ace queen is still good. King of diamonds on the river. Nerd Guy could rep a diamond. Could just check and hopefully beat queen highs and whatnot. Not this time. Ace queen will take the pot. Folds around to Merla in the small blind. They limp in the 5-3. Nerd Guy with Jack 9 suited goes for the raise. The raise will buy the pot pre-flop. King 7 for Nerd Guy. We'll see what he does. He goes for the limp. Adrenaline with King Jack in the big blind. Goes for the check. 9-4-3 flop goes check check. 10 on the turn. Goes check check ace on the river. Goes check check and Adrenaline's King Jack is good for the pot. Jack Jack for Runif will get the opportunity to raise this one on up. Lucky Gump in the big blind with King 6. Would be a wide defend, but they could come along to the flop. They say no, I'm just going to preserve my chips and find the fold. Ace 10 for Nerd Guy going for the raise. Rate a Lot with ace 7 suited in the big blind. We are going to go to a flop this time. Queen, Queen 7, 1 club for Rate a Lot. All good news for him. Small bet by Nerd Guy gets called. We get another club on the turn here. Undercard to the 7 for Rate a Lot. Again, all good news. Oh, another undercard. Rate-A-Lot's just like, woo, yay. Checks it on over. Nerd Guy doesn't bet. Rate-A-Lot takes a small pot. 9-9 from Merla. King 4 suited in the big blind will come along to the 6-4 deuce flop. 9-9 goes for a healthy value bet on the flop. 80k into about 130. Oh, but king on the turn. That's bad news for Merla. They don't know that, and they go for about a pot-sized bet. Runef sitting there with 2 pairs. So many draws out there. A lot of them brick on the queen of clubs river. Merla checks back, hoping to win the nice pot. Runef shows them the 2 pairs. 9-10 suited for adrenaline. We'll go for the raise and flop a straight draw to the 8. Merla with the backdoor heart draw and king high. Finding the fold, facing the very small flop bet. We're switching things up the pot limit Omaha. Playing pretty deep here. Lucky Gump with the ace, king, queen, 6, going for the raise with the suited ace. Merla flops middle set. Lucky Gump has a straight blocker. We'll see if he takes it. Nope. Checks back the flop. We get a 4 of hearts on the turn. Goes check, check. 3 on the river. Diamonds miss. Merla leads out for pot. Lucky Gump goes in the tank with his ace high. With the straight blocker again. Could go for a raise here. Not too likely though. Lucky Gump goes for a call. Alrighty roo. Deep in the tank. Think long and you think wrong sometimes. Do. Queen Jack 8-8 for Nerd Guy. We'll go for a raise on the button. Lucky Gump in the big blind with 10-7-7-3. We'll see if he comes along to the flop. Getting a fair price. He says, okay, let's go. Ace 8-4. Middle set for Nerd Guy. Not much doing for Lucky Gump. Just a pair of 7s. Backdoor straight draw. Has the fold on the flop. Queen Jack 10-6 going for the raise from Merla with the suited queen. Flop and top pair. Rate-A-Lot with the ace, king, 9 deuce. Just with the backdoor flush draw, straight draw to the 4. Oh, but the king will do. Merla does have 2 pair outs and straight outs. They bang off a 2 pair. Merla doesn't go for any value there. Not necessarily easy to get any. I don't know if the ace king's going to call you, so if you're only going to get called by better, you may as well just check it back and hope to win the pot with 2 pairs. Ace king jack 7 going for a 3 bet for Runef. Adrenaline with the king 9 10 deuce. Double suited, gonna find the fold. Ace king queen jack for Runef, going for the big raise pre-flop. Merla comes along with the king jack 9-5, flopping the flush. Backdoor boat draw for Runef is all they've really got going on. They do call the small flop bet. 8 of diamonds on the turn, that's no help for Runef. Full pot size bet on the turn here. And Runef with top pair, top kicker will let it go. Aces in the big blind. We got jacks for Runef and we got queens for Merla. Raise from Runef on the button. Call from Merla in the small. Nerd Guy in the big blind. Plays 3 bet. King Jack Jack 9 does come along for Runef. Top set for Nerd Guy. Just a little straight draw to the queen for Runef. Facing the full pot size bet on the flop. Has an easy fold. Ace 7 3 5 going for a raise with the suited ace for Rate-A-Lot. Queen 7 7 3 for adrenaline. We'll just find the fold and we switch things up to deuce to 7 low ball. So we're looking to making shit hands here. 6-4 deuce for Merla. We'll go for a raise. 7-5 deuce for Nerd Guy, thinking about coming along. They do call. Lucky Gump with a 3 deuce in the big blind. We'll find the fold, getting a fair price. 8-4, not too bad for Merla, picking up that 8. The 4 obviously is a pair, so they're going to have to ditch the 4. Nerd guy picking up an ace and a deuce, that's pretty bad. A pair and a high card. Going to come along and have to throw both those cards away. Merla makes their 8 low with the 5. That's good news for them. Nerd guy gets another high card and another pair. Not running the best here. Gonna lay it down with 1 draw remaining. What do we got going on here? A 6-3 for Nerd Guy. I don't know if that's a play. 6-3 for Adrenaline. Just gonna let it go. Rate a lot. In the end, we'll just get a walk. 6-4 deuce for Adrenaline. Probably see a raise there. And no action for him. Rate a lot with a 9 low. Looks like it'll fold around to him. He's going to go for a raise and take it down pre or before the draws, not pre-flop. A walk for Nerd Guy. Not too bad of a deal. 6-8 deuce going for the raise for Runif. 8-7-3 for Adrenaline in the big blind. We'll find the fold. 6-4 for Merla is going to go for the raise. 8-7-2 for Nerd Guy. We'll find the fold. Merla will take that one down. 6-5-2 for Nerd Guy. Looks like a raise to me. Oh, Nerd Guy says, Brendan, you're wrong. Just a fold, giving Adrenaline the chance to steal that one. A jack low doesn't look too good for a Nerd Guy. We'll see if he plays this. Nope, just gonna find the fold. An 8 low for Rate a Lot. Lucky Gump with the 8-3 deuce, gonna chuck away the 3 and the queen. Pick up a pair of 8s. The 4 is good news for him. Gonna have to chuck away an 8. Most of his chips are going to be in the middle here. 2 draws remaining. This is going to be a weird one for Lucky Gump, who picks up a queen. That's no good. He's going to chuck that queen away. Unlucky Gump makes a pair on the final draw. Might feel priced into a call. I don't know what's right or wrong here. What the hell do you do once you make a pair? Rate a Lot has stood pat the whole way down, shows him the bad news, and we lose Lucky Gump. 8-5 deuce for Rate a Lot, for Nerd Guy. They just find the fold and we move along. 2-3 for Runif. We'll find the fold. 9-7-5 for Nerd Guy. Folds around him in the small blind. We'll see what he does. Nerd Guy says, I'm just going to fold. 6 and a 5 for Nerd Guy. We'll see what he does on the button. I'm just going to fold. Rate a Lot. We'll get a walk. How respectful. 9-5-4 for Nerd Guy. I wonder if you'd hang on to the 9. Probably not. So he says, I'm just going to fold the 5 and the 4. We are going to go 3 ways to the first draw here. Runif picks up 2 shit cards. Rate a Lot with a 10 low leads out. We get a pair of 5s for Adrenaline. He's got a good draw, but he picks up a king. That's no good. And then an ace. That's obviously no good either. This one will just check down, and Rate a Lot will scoop that pot. Switching things up to Limit Hold'em, we'll see how things go here. Merla's starting things off with the top as the pairs. Rate a Lot with a middle pair is going to call the check raise on the flop. On the turn lead, though, he is going to find the fold, and that's good news for Rate a Lot, as he was drawn very slim there. 9-9 for Runif. Ace-3 for Nerd Guy. Doesn't necessarily flop the best. He is going to come along to the 6-5-2 flop. Has a straight draw to the 4. We'll see how he goes about things. Runif with the overpair goes for the bet, of course. Nerd guy goes for the check raise. That's not going to work out here. 8 on the turn, so some straights do get there. Nerd guy goes for another bet. Runif says, let's quit fucking around, nerd guy. Nerd guy with the ace high does come along to the deuce river. Almost a million chips in the middle. This is bad news for nerd guy. Another bet from Runif. And nerd guy preserves the 120k. Finding the fold there with ace high. Good news. Queen 9 suited for rate a lot. Going for the raise. And you'll take that one down pre. Ace 8 for Runif. Going for the raise. We'll see if rate a lot defends the big with ace 5. That they do. We get an ace 9 7 flop. 9 on the turn, 4 on the river. The ace 8 still plays. Runif goes for a nice thin value bet and rate a lot pays it off, of course. Nice pot going Runif's way. King queen for nerd guy. Goes for the raise. Flops top pair Runif with the pair of 6s. Nerd guy goes for a bet. Snap check raise from Runif. Nerd guy's going nowhere. Puts in a 3-bet on the flop. 5 on the turn. That's horrific news. It is a diamond, so nerd guy still has some outs here. Runif, of course, going nowhere with the 2 pairs now. Goes for the check raise. Nerd guy in some real trouble here. Can't fold with the diamond draw. 6 on the river, giving Runif a boat. And Runif goes for another thin value. Not thin. What are we talking about? The bet's small. It's a limit game. It's not thin. He's got a freaking boat. Nerd guy calls down with the king queen and sees the bad news. He's down to 90k, less than a big blind. He's gonna be all in pretty well next hand. 8-7 deuce flop goes bet call. Ace high still good here for Merla. 5-6 all in. Queen on the turn will dead nerd guy, and just like that we lose him in 5th place. Tough run of cards for him. Runif runs just a little bit better in a big pot. Get a set of jacks for Merla. Rate a lot with the top is the pairs. Hard to fold top pair in the old limit hold'em. Merla improves to a boat on the turn. Gets max value from just the top pair with the weak kicker. Or no kicker at that point. Playing the jack. 9-9 for rate a lot. We'll see if he can get some chips back. Merla with the king high does call pre. Turns a straight draw. Oh no, on the flush completing river, rate a lot gives up with the 9s. Merla's bluff gets through. Repping the straight, repping the flush. Nice pot going Merla's way. Pair of 7s from Merla. It looks like another pot going their way. Adrenaline with the pocket pair. Might feel like calling here, and they end up calling. Merla shows them the bad news once again, and we're going to switch things up the limit. Omaha high-low. Ace 8 4-3 for Runif. They flop pretty well with the jack 5-4. Nice low draw. Pair of kings for rate a lot still good, as Runif only has the pair of 4s, so rate a lot will take this one as he calls it down, improving to a straight. Pair of jacks for adrenaline. Bet and take it down on the 3 flush board. Ace king 9 deuce for Runif, going for the raise, flopping a straight. Adrenaline with the heart draw. No low draw for him. Runif with the low will take the pot on the turn. Ace queen jack 8 for adrenaline, going for the 3-bet. Jack, Jack, 7-4 will call. Flop a straight draw to the 6. The jacks are still holding, and they do hold in the end for Merla. Merla's running pretty damn hot over the past couple of games. Seems like their tournament to lose. Or win, depending on which way you want to look at it. Anyways, moving along. King 9-5 deuce double suited for Runif will go for the raise. Rate a lot with a suited ace and some low cards. Says let's freaking put some chips in the middle here, PokerStars. Has a low draw, but the low draw misses. Just playing the pair of 5s with the ace kicker, which is best for the... Wait, no, what's going on there? 9 for Runif. I didn't see that, my bad. Runif improves from the pair of 5s to the pair of 9s and takes down the pot. There is no low. Ace 10 9 8 for rate a lot goes for the raise. We get a king 7-5 flop. Middle pair for Merla is going to come along. Ace on the turn goes check check. Jack on the river. Merla repping the straight here, repping sets, and rate a lot with the best of it will fold. King queen deuce flop goes check check 3 on the turn, giving rate a lot a little pair. Merla makes a low. Rate a lot calls down with the pair of 3s, and that's good for the high pot. A walk for Runif. A walk for Merla. A raise from the low shit from Runif, and then a re-raise from Merla's kings that are double suited. Ace high board, all good news for Runif. Merla just goes for the check fold. Ace queen 3 flop. Goes check check. 4 on the turn. Rate a lot with a straight draw to the 5. Goes check check. We get a king on the river. Rate a lot isn't going to turn their pair of 3s into a bluff. Runif bets with the pair of queens, and the bet gets through. Queen queen from Merla turns into 2 pairs, the 8s and 4s, but Runif with Jack 10 makes the nut straight on the river here. Merla does find the nice fold. Nice little run of cards for Runif. Queen 10-7 deuce for Merla. Jack 7 4 7 4 deuce. Was it for rate a lot? Holy shit. Let's just move along. Flush draw for rate a lot. Flush draw for Runif. Low draw for Merla. Making a pair of aces on the turn here instead. Aces and 9s, no good for rate a lot. Still has the spade draw. We get the 6 on the river. So is there some lows out there? We get Runif winning the low. Merla winning the high with the aces and kings with the queen kicker. Holy moly, what's going on here? Merla bluffing. Runif with 2 pairs, 9s and 5s calls it down. Nice. Top pair for rate a lot, getting this one all in. We get a low for Runif, but rate a lot as well has the low. When Runif even wins, we chop it up high and low pot. Just a complete chop pot. We're gonna get it all in again. Rate a lot making Broadway on the turn there. They'll scoop the pot. Switching things up to Raz. This will be a funny one. Runif going for the raise, and it looks like he's got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Merla with a much better hand goes for the re-raise and takes it down. Merla with the bring in. Runif with 3 to the 8 low goes for the raise and takes it down. Merla with the bring in. 3 to the 7 low for rate a lot goes for the raise, and they'll take it down. Merla with the bring in. Rate a lot with the call. Runif goes for the raise. Picks up an ace, which is a good looking card, although it pairs him up. Goes for the raise, and he'll take that pot down. Runif picking up a few nice hands. Has the bring in here with the 4-6. Does call a raise. Picks up a 9. Rate a lot picking up an ace. A much better card. Goes for a bet, and we'll take it down. 6-4 for rate a lot with the bring in. They're just going to find the fold facing the raise. Raid a lot going for the raise. With 3 to the 4 low, I believe it was. We'll move along. The 4-7's going to come along. Merla with not much doing there with the king, queen, 10 showing. Picking up a 5, putting in another bet. Raid a lot with a pair of queens. Oh no, Merla makes the 10 low. We lose raid a lot. What a silly hand in the old Raz. That was a fun one. So much betting going on with such marginal holdings. But both players just trying to push equities around. Merla in the end runs a little bit better. Merla will take down that pot. What's going on here? We got 3 to the 7 low for Merla. 3 to the 9 low for Runif. Going for the check raise, picking up an ace. Good looking card, but he's got pair. Runif with a pair. No pair for Merla. Has a 10 low. Goes for the bet. Runif finds the fold. Bring in from Merla. Raise from Runif. We go along to 4th Street. Runif picks up a better looking card, so they bet and take it on down. Bring in, raise, and Merla will take that. Bring in, raise. Merla says 4 minutes. Looks like they don't want to play Raz no more. Let's get back to some limit hold'em. I think we're going to switch up to stud next, aren't we? Anyways, Merla's letting us know how many minutes are left in the level. A pair of aces for Merla. 4 to the 9 low for Runif will bet and take that down on 4th Street. King, that's no good for Runif, but look at Merla, they got a king there too. They do make a straight here. Merla does improve to the 10 low, or 9 low, sorry. Boop-a-dee-doo. Merla says 2 more minutes. Then we'll be playing some stud. What's going on here? 4 to the jack, 5 to the jack low for Merla. Bets and takes it on 5th Street. 4 to the 8 low is what I was trying to say. Words just weren't coming out. Merla makes a 10 low. We got a 6 low for Runif though. 10, that's no good for Merla. 3, that's no good for Merla. They don't pay off the last bet, so that's good news for them. Merla with a very strong holding. Runif with the queen 8-6 has to let it go. Pair of jacks for Merla. That's no good right now. Bring in an raise. We do see 4th Street. Merla makes a pair of 10s. That's no good for him. Easy check fold. Merla with the bringing. Runif with the raise and taking it on down. Merla with the bringing. Runif with the raise and takes it on down. Alright, we're playing some stud now. Merla must be ecstatic. Merla with the bringing and Runif just folds. Nines for Runif. Jack 10-4 for Merla. They pick up a 6 and an 8. That's no help. Merla with a jack and an ace. That's much better. Goes for a bet and takes it down. What's going on? 10-5-3 with the bringing. Merla with the raise with the jack 10. And they'll take that one down. Merla with the bring-in, Runif with the raise and take it down. 6 is for Runif with the bring-in, so we're going to see 4th Street. Merla picking up a deuce of hearts, not quite what we're looking for. An ace or a king is what we need. Runif picking up an ace, taking away some of our outs. We're just going to find the fold. Queens for Runif. 4s for Merla. They're going to need some help here, says Mr. Obvious. The deuce is not what we're looking for. We'll see if Merla calls down. No, makes another nice fold. Good stuff. Merla with the raise. We do see 4 street. And ace is a scary looking card. Merla didn't have a made hand. Good news for them. They just get the bet through. Pair of aces for Runif. Not much doing for Merla though. Uh, 10 is an interesting card for Merla. They go for a bet. Picking up 2 to the clubs. 2 to a straight potential. The bet gets through. We move along. Ace Jack 4 for Runif. Raises and takes it over the bring-in. Ace Jack 4 will call over the raise. Runif makes a pair of aces and kings now. Queens and 4s for Merla. That's no good. Aces and queens now for Merla. That's no good. Hard to fold this one here. Even goes for a re-raise. Runif calls with the best of it. Sees the great news. Kings for Merla. 9s for Runif. No improvement yet for Runif. Still has to call. Looking to make 2 pairs or 3 of a kind. That's what Merla makes. 3 of a kind. They got 3 kings. Got a straight draw to the 8 for Runif. Facing the raise, feels the need to call one more. We'll see if he calls down on 7th Street unimproved. 160k into 1.5 mil. He's getting a damn good price. He does pay it off. And Merla scoops a huge pot. 4s for Runif. Has some straight outs to the 5. Merla with the 7 showing. Won't get any action. Queen of Hearts is an interesting card for Runif. Picking up not much there with the 5. Only a pair of 5s. Merla with a pair of 8s. Bets and takes that bad boy down. Jacks for Runif. Just 5 cards for Merla. Picked up the Queen of Diamonds, 8 of Spades. That's not what we're looking for with 3 clubs. We'll pay off a bet here and pick up a pair of 6s. Runif with jacks and 9s now. 3 of a kind for Merla though. Runner, 3 of a kind draw. Merla gets there. Pair of 4s for Runif. What's going on there for Merla? 10-9 deuce, picks up a 3. Not quite what he's looking for, so he just finds a fold. Bring in and a raise. The 8s won't get no action for Runif. Jacks for Merla. King Jack 9 for Runif. We're going to see some bets go in before we go to 4th Street. Ace for Merla is a good card. 7's a fair card. Still has the pair of jacks, which are best. And now he's got the pair of queens. Ace King is what Runif is looking for. Picks up a jack. That's no good. Merla doesn't have necessarily a scary looking board, but is obviously repping a pair of queens there or better. Oh, the check raise from the kings. They get the value bet in. Runif folds on 6th Street though. We switch up to stud limit high-low now. This one's going to be difficult for me to call. There's going to be some lows, and I'm going to miss them. I promise you that. Merla with 3 to the 6 low. Picks up a queen. That's no good. We'll pay off another bet. Pick up a pair of 4s, which were good. All in the 4. All makes a boat. Runif with the freaking straight here. Oh boy. Merla getting a little run good there. Runif making the straight. Merla making 3 of a kind. And then on 7th Street making the boat. Scooping the pot. Queen for Merla. Ace Queen 9, 4, 3, 5 for Runif. Going for the bet. Has a low draw, straight draw. Merla just finds the fold. King 8, 4 with the bring-in. King 10, 6 just finds the fold for Runif. 6 deuce for Merla. We'll see if he comes along with that. 3 in a row for Runef. Just takes it down before 4th Street. King 10-6 with the bringing. King Queen 6 with the raise. Take it down for Runef. 10s versus Queens. Interesting start. We got a bunch of raises before 4th Street. Merla doesn't improve, but the Queens were still best. Going for some more value, but Runef finds the fold with the 10-10. Mm-hmm. 9-8-6 for Runef. Picks up a pair of 6s. 3 of a kind though for Merla. Runef gonna need a 7 or a 6. Facing the check raise, comes along, picks up a 4. That's not what we're looking for. King, that's no good. Just a pair of 6s for Runef. 3 of a kind for Merla. Goes check check on 7th Street and Merla scoops 1.3 mil. Pair of 3s for Runef will call. Facing the raise, pair of 7s for Merla. We'll raise on 4th Street and take it down. Kings for Merla. Runef with 3 to some sort of straight looking stuff. Jack 9-8. Picks up a deuce or 3, some low card. Disconnected card, they just check fold. Merla picking up a king of spades, that's an interesting card. We're just seeing things check around though. 4s for Runef look best. Merla does go for a bet here with no low, no made hand. And the bet will get the 4s to fold. Runef with a straight draw. 3s from Merla. The straight completes for Runef. No action for him this time. Aces for Runef. No. Oh, excuse me. No action once again for the aces. Pair 7s from Merla. Runef looking for an ace, king, or 10. We'll just fold on what I believe was 5th Street. Ace, king, queen for Runef. Strong holding a pair of 5s from Merla. We'll see some bets go in there. Runef picks up the pair of aces. Merla does find the fold. Good news for you. Runef wasn't bluffing. King, queen, jack with the bringing. Goes for the re-raise. Runef picks up a pair of kings that are showing, so no action for them. 3 to the diamonds for Merla. Picks up a jack of hearts. That's no good, but he makes a pair of 9s, which is best, except Runef has a low. So we're going to chop this bad boy up. Queens, raise and take the down. Runef with the bringing, take it down. We are going to see something go on here. Runef with 3 to the 8 low. Doesn't pick up any help with the queen and the 9. Merla, I believe, had a pair. Bets and takes it down. A pair this time for Runef with the 3s. Jacks for Merla. Jacks are still good. Jacks are still good. 3s thinking about coming along, trying to make 2 pairs. In the end, they'll just find the fold. Merla takes a nice pot, and we're switching up to no limit hold'em. Queen 5 for Merla. 7-4 going for the 3-bet. 3-bet gets through. 9-7 flopping top pair in the flush draw. That's all good news for Merla. Runef with the top pair with a straight draw to the 5. We see a queen of diamonds on the river, so Merla improves to the flush. Overbet on the river. We'll see if Runef can find the fold here, and they do. They think about it for half a second, and then they say, okay, it's time just to fold. Runef with a little flush draw. The jack high is good. Merla doesn't put in the bet. And Runef takes the pot before they talk out a little deal. Looks like there's no deal. Ace 4-4 flop goes bet check raise from the 6-5. Merla will take that one. Limp pot, it looks like. 7-8 with the straight draw to the 10. Queen 8 with the straight draw to the 10. We both just make a pair of 8s. And Runef will take that one. 3 of a kind for Runef. Merla with a straight draw to the 6. Facing about a pot size bet on the turn here. Does call, makes a pair of aces. Bad news for Merla. Merla plays half pot size. Runef with 3 of a kind goes all in. And Merla does find the call here. Huge pot going Runef's way with the 3 of a kind. Ooh, so just like that, Runef has 3.5 million chips. Merla with 4.2. We're going to talk out a deal once again. Got a straight for Merla, a pair of 9s for Runef. Facing the check raise on the turn. Not too happy about that, so he just finds the fold. Merla takes a nice pot before the deal is discussed. And they do come up with the deal. 185k to Merla. Runef with 173k, 5k to the winner. But more importantly, the WCOOP champion. Top pair for Runef's. Not much doing for Merla. They do go for a stab on the board pairing turn. This will not work out. Runef goes for the check raise and Merla has to fold to 7 high. Queen 9 suited for Merla, raising, taking that one. 4-5 with a straight draw to the deuce or 6. Bets and takes that one down from Merla. Queen 4 suited from Merla, raising, facing the 3 bet from Runef's 3-5 suited. Jack 10-7 flop, goes check. And check. Ace on the turn. Runef checks things over, picking up no outs. A 3 or a 5 would work, but Merla bets with their straight draw on the turn, and that bet will get through. Pair of queens for Runef, but no action for him. Ace Jack for Merla. 4-10-0 for Runef. This is getting a little bit too wild. King 4 flop. You know what, to be fair, I love to see this. We absolutely love to see the 4-10 going a little crazy. Making a pair of 10s. Runef will slow down because we're going to play this perfectly. Ace Jack making the straight. Goes for a big healthy bet. And Runef, we're going to do it. We're going to check fold. We know we're done with the pot. Great stuff from Runef. Great stuff. King Jack suited. We'll call the 3 bet. 3 of a kind though for Merla. No outs on the turn. Runef is just going to have to fold. Facing the small bet. Pair of 5s for Runef. Could go for the check raise. Defend your hand. That they do find it. Another nice play by Runef. They know the old 2-card game. Flush draw for Merla. Bets on the turn and takes that one down. Runef with Jack deuce. Gets a raise through. Will defend the big blind with Queen 5. Ace 6 2 flop. Merla with a 10-4. Bets and takes that. Runef with a straight draw to the 10 and he bangs it off. Both players with the flush draw to the diamond. 4-3 with no straight draw, no straight. Has an easy fold. Pair of 5s for Runef. That's beating Merla's 4s. Merla will pay off the river bet and Runef gets a nice pot there. 350k slide their way. Pair of 7s for Merla, 9s for Runef. Runef going for the check raise. 7 on the turn though. Merla's run has continued. And they're going to get some more value here. Providing there's no 9 on the river. Runef goes for a double check raise. You love to see it, but it's just unfortunate timing. Merla calls. Can Runef preserve the 25 blinds here? Can we check fold with the Queen 9? Weird spot for Runef. With a double check raise, that looks strong as all hell. Runef does find the fold on the river, so he preserves his life, and we're going to switch things up to pot limit Omaha. Pair of sevens for Merla to start things off. Improves to a pair of kings, but he's behind. Kings and sixes for Runif. Oh, but Merla turns a set. Runif running like shit here. Pair of sevens for Runif. Improves to the 6-4 straight. Leads out on the turn and takes that down. Jack 5-2 flop goes check, check. Pair of fours for Runif. We'll take that one. Pair of fives for Runif with the suited ace. Flops quite well with the ace 10-8, 2 spades. Runif bets in position and takes it down. King, king 9 flop. Both players. Nope. Merla only has a straight draw. Makes a pair of 10s on the river though. That will do. Runif with the pair of 9s. Makes a nice call on the paired board. On the flop. And then just a shitty run out. Aces for Runif. Hopefully you can get a few chips back here. We got a straight draw and a 2-pair draw for Merla. Gets there on the turn. Runif is going to be in trouble. He's all in. King on the river. That will not save him. Just like that, Merla's run has been completed and they get the WCOOP title. GG from Merla and Runif. What a fun final table. Super stacked right from the get-go. Loaded final table. Put on a good show for us. So alright, I guess that's the end of the show. So if you made it all the way through, thanks for checking this shit out. Hopefully we'll see you in another one. Adios amigos.